There are several different methods to obtain a sample. Let's take a look at different scenarios and how they match up to either stratified, cluster, systematic, or convenience sampling. In the first situation, police have set up a sobriety checkpoint. Every fifth driver comes through and is stopped and interviewed. This is a system where we skip over some and then choose the next one in line. So this is a systematic sample as we are skipping 4 drivers and then systematically choosing the fifth and continuing the process. Next, we're going to take a look at an athletic equipment company, and they're studying the relationship between the level of education and participation in sports. They randomly select 40 golfers, 40 tennis players, and 40 swimmers for their survey. The key in this is we are breaking this down into groups by sport: golf, tennis, and swimming, and then randomly choosing some from each group. Because each group is represented, this is a stratified sample, or each strata is chosen. Now let's take a look at a professor who surveys students in her class to determine the number of credit cards students possess. This is easy for the professor to have these students, they're right in front of them. However, it's not necessarily the best sampling method because it is a convenience sample and it might not represent the population very well. This is convenient to our professor, making this a convenience sample. Lastly, we're going to have an IRS researcher. They're going to report false tips, and they're going to survey all waitresses and waiters at random restaurants. This seems similar to the stratified sample because we're breaking this into groups or restaurants. There's 20 of them. However, the key is we're not taking some from each restaurant. We're surveying everybody at these random restaurants. So while we're breaking it up into groups, we are focusing on everybody in the group, making this a cluster sample.